Good afternoon, I'm Adeline Escatid back. Today is September 29, 2018 and it's 1 o'clock p.m. For Bio 230 Lab 4, and I'll be discussing the 4 types of bones in the skeletal system, which is the long, short, flat, and irregular bone. We'll start first with the long bone. The long bone is the length of the bone is greater than the width. Example is the femur. This is my model. This is the femur, and it provides mobility for us to jump, sit, run, and stand. So this is an example of a long bone. Also, tibia and fibula, which is here, provide support of the body's weight and locomotion. Fibula provides stability and ankle support in the lower leg, and also the bones of the arms provides a muscular insertion for the number of muscle including deltoid and tuberosity. So this is also considered as a long bone. The radius and the ulna. Radius enables hands to rotate and flexible and support the forearm, while the phalanges provides to hold object and also provide support. The second type of bone is the short bone. The short bone is the length of the bone is approximately same as or equal to the width. An example for short bone would be the carpal. Provides mobility of the 8 carpal bones that gives movements of each fingers to the wrist. And also the tarsal carry the weight of the body. You can see the tarsal carry the weight of the body. So those were the example of short bones. The third types of bones is the flat. The flat bone is flattened with thin and with a greater area of the surface than the other bones. Example of that is the scapulae. And then for the flat, for the scapulae, and also another example is the bone of the skull, which is the occipital, the frontal, parietal, and also the temporal. It provides protections for the brain. Another one is the sternum. The sternum provides protection mainly for the heart and the lungs. So this is the sternum. Also, the costal, it's also flat shape kind of bone, provides protection of the vital organs as the heart, lungs, and it's within enclave on the ribs. Okay, and then another one is of course the ischium, ilium, and pubis. It's also considered as flat. All 3 supports the weight of the body, especially when sitting. And so another types of bone, or last but not least, is the irregular bone. Irregular bone has a complex features such as the notches, ridge, or it's a distinct shapes like the vertebrae. So for irregular, example of that is the bones of the orbits. The frontal, we have the frontal, sphenoid, zygomatic, maxilla, palatine, lacrimal, and ethmoid. This allows the smooth rotation and protection of the bones from the orbit. Another one is the vertebrae. So it's an irregular bone. It provides protection of the spinal by a spinal column, or spinal cords provides the vertebrae support the bearing of the weight of the skull, and the neck and the lumbar region. Another one of the irregular bone is the mandible here. Provides movement of the lower jaw and also closes the mouth and support anything mechanical for chewing, eating. That's the function of the mandible. And also what else? Another irregular bone would be the patella, which is here. If you know. So it provides flexion and extension of the body, so the body can bend down, bend, and also stand up. So I'm not able to bend this, but that's actually the function of the patella, which is also irregular bone. So so let's sum up the 4 types of bone, which is again the long, which is number 1 example is the femur, the short bone, also the flat. A good example is the scapulae, irregular bones, which is distinct in shapes. And that's it. That sums up the skeletal. Thank you.